Would you agree there's a tension between your department in order to make savings as a result of the changes to the winter fuel payment and also having to increase pension credit uptake?
I thought somebody might ask this question. For me, there's no tension, because I think it is a scandal that over 800,000 pensioners, the poorest pensioners, are losing up to £3,900 in pension credit that they should be entitled to. I also know that over many, many years, we've not been able to solve this, because it is difficult to increase take-up. People don't want to claim. They may feel stigma or ashamed of claiming. The pension credit form is very, very long. We've got more people doing this online now, but we've got to solve that. And I think it should not be beyond the wit of man or even womankind to actually solve this problem, which is why ultimately we have got to make this much more automatic entitlement. So for me, there's no tension, because I am going to move heaven and earth to do what I can to stop that, because it's not right.
In terms of the cost savings involved, I think the government's plan was to increase take-up by 5 percentage points.
Well, that was on the 5% increase that the OBR has scored in the budget, was on the basis of action taken by the previous government. I think it was around free TV licences, like what do we actually think that will increase by? Well, of course it would only be 5% if we only did what the last government did, but actually we are writing for the first time, the letters are going out, if not all out now. Peter will correct me, I'm sure, if I've got this wrong, to the 120,000. Let me say why I'm so obsessed with the housing benefit and pension credit take-up. We ran a pilot at the department where we got the data from the council of people on housing benefit and wrote through all to say you might be entitled to pension credit. And of those that came forward, 75% were. Right? So that's why we're so focused on this issue. So we've already written to them all, but ultimately I don't want to be writing letters to people and they get lost in the post and all the rest of it. We want to have a proper merger of those two systems, which will make a real difference. I've also asked the department to look again at the pension credit form, which is long and all the rest of it, and I hope I can update the House soon on how we want to simplify that and make it quicker. We know 80 to 90% of claims are already online, but lots of people, may not be used to using, not have good digital skills, so there's a lot more we need to do. So I know it is tough to increase take-up, but we've got to keep trying.
I come at this as an accountant. I love numbers. So it would be really helpful if you could perhaps publish more data on the direct cost of this for increased pension credit take-up versus the additional costs to the department around all those kind of gateway benefits that will be incurred. Because the government's own position in the budget was that this would make a savings of about 1.5 billion. Mm-hmm. Well, clearly that's not going to happen if the additional cost to your department is going to balloon as a result of the additional take-up.
I look, the reason why we took the decision. We needed to make in-year savings. But may I also just be very clear to the committee, the Chancellor is also really, really onto this and increasing take-up and likes regular updates of how we are doing. So she is as committed as I am to doing that. But we will publish data about claims and uptake, and I am sure that in the normal course of things, the OBR, the Treasury will also be looking at what the savings are. That's their job, and I'm sure all of that information will be made available to the House.
So in summary, Secretary of State, I was pleased with some of your answers around the take-up and the push towards that. So your ambition goes beyond the 5% that was baked into the OBR's piece of work, and you would want to see essentially 100% take-up.
I'd like every pensioner who's entitled to pension credit up to £3,900 to get it. Yes.
Regardless of cost to your department?
Regardless, because they are entitled to it. That's what I want to see. Now, I am not claiming I'm going to give you a date. This is by the time by which it is hard. but I am determined to do everything I can.
Thank you.